In this video, we're going to talk about how to find the linear regression equation, or in other words, it's really a best fit line equation. It's what is the equation for that best fit line that we draw in a picture, and we want it to be a good best fit line. We're going to use technology or a graphing calculator to do that. So I pulled up the data that I plotted in a different video when we talked about correlation and how to plot points on a calculator. So if you need to review that, I refer you back to a different video on how to plot points here. But I want this best fit line, this line that's going to kind of really form this data pattern really nicely here. I'd like the calculator to draw that in for me, and I'd actually like for it to find the equation for me for the linear regression line. So the way we do that is we go somewhere we've been before. We go to the stat button for statistics. We're in statistics. We're looking to calculate some statistics, and the keyword was calculate. So I need to arrow over to the calc option, which is calculate. And we're going to go down to option 4. We want to calculate the linear regression line in the form ax plus b. And a lot of students know this a whole lot better as mx plus b because the first number here, the a, really is m, or slope, and the b really is the y-intercept for our best fit line. So we're going to calculate that. Now, when we did correlation, we used this and we just hit enter, but there's something very important here that will really save us some time. It's a really nice feature of this calculator, TI-83 or 84, and that is that I would like the calculator to take whatever the equation is, and I would like for it to graph it for me. And if you remember right, to graph things, you would have to go to your y equals screen, and I'm not going to do that right now, but I need to do something here so that I tell the calculator to throw the equation into the y equals screen. So right after this linreg ax plus b shows up, I am going to go down to vars for variables. I'm looking for a variable, and I'm looking for y variables. I'm looking for like a y equals mx plus b idea. And we would like to graph a function. Function is basically most of what you deal with in algebra. I'm going to go to function. And here we have, I see y1, and maybe that's familiar to you. y1, y2, y3, y4, all of these are what shows up when I click y equals button. Okay, so I'm just going to hit enter on y1 here. So my screen looks like this. And what I'm telling the calculator is, I'm telling the calculator, please calculate this best fit line equation, and whatever you get for that equation, please put it into y1 for me on the y equals screen. So I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to run this, and we get this equation. We get a is 2.8, and remember a is like m, it's the slope here, mx, so that's the slope, 2.8, and b is the y-intercept, negative 1.6b. And again, we have correlation down here. We have our 0.9899, which is very close to positive 1, telling me the data is uphill, and it's a strong line. But I have the equation here. Now, if I go to my y equals screen, since I put that y1 on there, if I go to y equals, it actually will have typed the whole equation in for me already. That's great, because then when I go back to my graph, it actually will draw the line for me, and it works out really nicely. So just to recap, what we'd be doing is we're going to be using this stat calc option 4, and then we have to remember that once we hit that, we need to also, I'll run this again, it'll show up on the bottom, we also need to go vars, yvars, function, and we want to throw the equation into one of these graphs, and I'll choose y1. I just like to always choose that. And when I run it, it will throw it into the y equals for me, and I can graph it.